boy, phone gon' make you move, boy.
And welcome to the PhD podcast. It's your boy Teddy.
I'm your co-host Marcus.
And today we're going to be doing the yearly roundup on 2022.
So first we're going to start off with our topics, which is for the NBA. And is Curry a top 10 player of all time?
Yeah, so in my opinion, after winning his fourth title now?
Yeah, that's his fourth title.
You got to put him up there. He finally got the NBA Finals MVP. I mean, the joke was KD winning two of them, Iggy getting the first one. I mean, he did lead them this year against the Celtics. Anytime you could beat the Celtics, it's a bonus on top for me. So, yeah, I would put him in the top 10 category for sure. I mean, it's very hard for a point guard under 6'3" or even under 6'4" to lead a team to a title, especially when it comes to scoring. It's not many people that have been done. I think the last person to do that was Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas from back in the day.
The OG one.
Yeah, the OG one from back in the day. It was probably the last person I could think of who could do that. So shout out to Steph for doing that. He's, in my opinion, he's definitely top 10, hands down. Greatest shooter of all time as well.
So you have him at 10 or like 8 or 7 or something?
Definitely in the bottom half of the 10. Definitely in the bottom half of the 10.
So 7 through 10?
Yeah, safe to say 7 through 10. I can't really give you my whole ranking right now because that would be a whole different.
That'd just be a whole show.
Yeah, that's a show alone. But yeah, in the bottom half of the 10 hands down, definitely in the bottom half of the 10.
For me, honestly, I don't have him in top 10. I have him at 12.
Oh, you have him outside?
Like literally just a little bit outside. I have him at 12 out of my top 10. Like he went up like 8 spots from 20 to 12. So like there's still certain things that like he's done. That's why he's still in my top 12. But I don't have him at 10. Because some people don't give respect to some of the predecessors before him, which is like in your Wilt, your Bill Russells, your Oscars and stuff like that.
Okay. I just felt like the only thing he didn't win was the regular season MVP because of Jokic, but he won the All-Star Game MVP. He carried them in the playoffs.
I get all that.
That's why
he's in my top 10.
Yeah, that's why I got him in the 10. He earned his respect for me to get in 10 as a leader. Like he finally got the monkey off his back, you could say.
No, I agree with that. That's one of those. That's why I moved him up like 8 spots because of those certain things that he accomplished that year. And he did a phenomenal job. Like there's no hate or shade about him. Like entering that discussion of itself is still important and impressive. Especially being an undersized guard.
Yeah, I did mention. Yeah, I mentioned that. That's very big. That's very big. And what else we got for the association right now?
So for our other topic is, do you think Golden State is going to repeat?
Hell no. I thought they were in the beginning of the year, but then 2 days later, we all know what happened with Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. Before that, I thought they had a legit fighter's chance. But after that, nothing's been the same. They lost their chemistry. They remind me of the 2004 Lakers. They're just one off the court case waiting to happen.
Yeah, like when we did our original picks for our very first episode of the PhD podcast, I thought Golden State was going to win the whole thing again. But, they can't even win a road game. Like, their stuff has just went up and down. Like, they're night and day when they leave the arena.
Curry's going to be out for a while.
And that injury is not going to help them whatsoever, like, at all.
Draymond doesn't have a security contract, so he's on edge. I feel like the locker room is probably divided. Just an outsider looking in, I don't know. I'm just an outsider looking in. I feel like it's divided.
Yeah, it does not look good whatsoever.
Yeah, so I don't have them repeating, definitely. No. They'd be lucky to get in the playoffs.
You think that bad?
I believe it could get that bad.
Okay, I didn't see it getting that bad, but, the year's not over, so we'll see what
happened with the Lakers in 2021 when AD went out, and then they barely got in. They had to go in the playing game against the Warriors. Was it the Warriors? No. Yeah, it was the Warriors, right? Yeah. They went into the playing game against the Warriors, and then they lost to the Suns.
That. So, just even that in of itself. And, all right, so our next topic is, what do you think about that Rudy Gobert trade?
Rudy? How's Rudy doing? I haven't paid much attention to Rudy and the Minnesota Timberwolves. They play like in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. I feel like Danny.
That Midwest, man.
I feel like Danny Ainge won that trade again.
Yeah, Danny Ainge keep winning them trades.
don't take his call, man. If you're an NBA exec,
Don't trade for him.
like take the dinner if he's paying for the dinner. Take the meal. Try to talk everything that's non-basketball related. Like ask him why his baseball career did not work out. I would start over there. You know, Danny Ainge was drafted by the Blue Jays.
I was just about to end up saying that when I let you finish your sentence.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I would
a
talk about
6th round
that.
Pick.
I would ask him about that.
Ask him about like the Celtics, Lakers history.
Just
Just being a part of it. Just everything else. How's the kids?
How's his
How's
health?
grandkids?
Yeah, his health. Just
Just other stuff like that. Like just
nothing
none of
trade
that.
related, please. So good luck to the Timberwolves. I don't think that trade's gonna work out. They'll probably realize that 2 years from now.
We need 2 years from now. I'm realizing that right now. And look at what they had to give up to get him.
Yeah, I know. Good luck to the Timberwolves, though. I don't see that one working out.
Like Utah's flourishing though, but you know.
Yeah, I was wrong on their win total. I had them under 32 wins. They're probably gonna skyrocket that.
Yeah. I told you that. You just didn't believe me when I said that when we did the first show.
Rewind the tape on that one.
We'll pull that up. All right, so our next topic, which is LeBron passing Kareem. When do you think that will happen?
Some point this season, I definitely see that happen. Some point this season. Don't know when. I will be keeping a track on that just for betting purposes, like reading the line, just to get it in that day. I could see LeBron ending his career with 40,000 points easily if he stays healthy. Keyword is if he stays healthy. I could see him.
I definitely can see that happening. It's like, what, 3,000 more points to do that?
And for the legacy talk, is LeBron the GOAT or is he top 3 all time? If he ends up passing Kareem, in my opinion, he's definitely top 3 all time. Like, it's solidified. He's top 3 all
he's
time.
already top 3. It's one of those, do you want to put him 1, 2, or 3, which is bases off other people's opinions. Then they're going to go against his finals record, this and that.
That's a show for us. That's a show. That's the same show for the top 10. They'll go hand in hand. The top 10 and LeBron being the greatest of all time. Yeah, where does he rank? Like, that's a show on its own. But like for me, he will definitely be top 3 if once he passes Kareem with all his achievements he's done for the game of basketball. Definitely top 3 in my opinion.
I still have him in my top 3. I have him at 3, but that's a topic for a different day.
Exactly.
And also, it's one of those when we were looking it up before we started the podcast, has like 700 points. So I think he might pass him like just before the All-Star break. So we'll see what happens with that.
And this year's All-Star game is where?
It's in Utah.
Daddy Ainge did it again.
I know. Daddy just keeps with it with certain things, you know? All right. And our next topic, which is this new NBA overhaul of changing the awards and naming them after people. So the first award, which is the season MVP, which is called the Michael Jordan Award now, and that new design. What do you think about that?
As long as they didn't throw the Jumpman logo in there, which I thought would have been extra corny. Good job for them. I mean, if you're gonna name an award, yeah, you could name it after Michael Jordan. I mean, how many MVPs he got? He
has 5.
Yeah, I think Kareem got 5 too, or 6.
No, Kareem got 6.
Yeah, Kareem got 6. Yeah,
that's why I really thought they should name the award after Kareem over Michael. And did
Kareem get them awards, or did Lou Alcindor get them awards?
Both. Hey, one of them under 2 different names.
Exactly. But as long as they didn't put the Jumpman logo, I was cool with it. The only bone I had to pick with that one was the 6th Man of the Year award. Like, no disrespect to John Havlicek, but it should have been like the Jamal Crawford award. It could have been the Manu Ginobili award, because I remember Manu Ginobili.
But he only won 1 award though.
But he was like the first All-Star in his prime to like come off the bench, like willing, like he not even like they asked him to, and he did it with no complaints. And it worked out. Like, everyone started to realize how important. I think he elevated that role of 6th Man of the Year.
Yeah,
like
he did.
Manu Ginobili elevated it at the time, like 05, 07.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like one of those. The Spurs needed that, and that probably extended his career a lot longer. To be brutally honest.
Yeah, it did.
Because he had them ankle injuries and stuff like that. Too,
yeah, so happens when you're doing too many Euros with them low cut Nikes. What happens?
Hey, it worked out for Kobe pretty well. The man won a couple championships with those.
And then they made high top Kobe's.
Well, they made those after he tore his Achilles, though.
That's my point.
Because, you gotta hold that Achilles together. That was like the whole inspiration with like the 4 stitches on the back of the shoe.
I know.
It's one of my favorite shoes to hoop in, but you know.
Yeah.
But even with like some of the other awards, like what you were saying with the jump mat, people are like, "Oh, they should have did that." I'm like, first of all, probably can't do that because of copyright issues
Definitely, I agree with that.
and Nike owning the rights, and it's like one of those. It's not a Nike award.
But they also have the NBA deal, right?
Yeah,
The
but
sponsorship for the
it's
jerseys.
kind of just goes.
It's a lot of paperwork to file.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just not even worth doing.
Yeah.
And with some of the other awards, like Defensive Player of the Year, going after Hakeem, do you think he should have added after him?
Yeah. I mean, Hakeem is like, what, 1 out of 2 players to win Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and to win the chip. Like, I don't know if I can't remember if he won the regular season MVP that year as well. But like, I believe it's him and Michael Jordan
That have done that.
Yeah, so I could see that. I mean, Hakeem did have like 10 blocks in a game one time.
But I understand that part of like
He might have been the
he's
last.
a great.
He might have been the last player to get a quadruple double.
No, I think it was David Robinson.
Someone in that timeline though.
It was like around like
Yeah, it's
94
it's like
to
in
like
that timeline.
96,
Yeah,
stuff like
we
that.
gotta look at that. But yeah,
But
I-
even like with what was it called? Like,
as long as they did not name the award the Bruce Bowen Award, I was okay with it.
well, he never even won a Defensive Player of the Year.
That's my point. As long as he didn't get it, I was okay with it. Anyone but Bruce Bowen.
Like, I personally think they should have named it after like a Ben Wallace. Personally,
No. The best thing Ben Wallace did was either braid his hair or come out with the fro. When he came out with his fro, he became 7 feet. When he had his braid, he was 6'9". That was his best attribute. That was his best attribute, man. Shout out to Ben Wallace, but that was his best attribute. When he had the fro and he had the braid, he'd always switch it up.
yeah, it was one of those with the straight back cornrows, you know.
Yeah, no.
Cause like even with like him too, or I thought they could have ended up naming after even somebody else, like the Kimpi Mutombo. That's who I thought they were gonna name the award after, but just didn't work out that way.
Not enough rings.
And Rookie of the Year award after Wilt.
He did average like 50 in his rookie year.
No, that was like his 4th year, but he still had stupid numbers as a rookie.
Yeah.
Like, there's no debate. I'm like, the award after Wilt, understandable.
But was probably putting up a triple double off the court his rookie year too. So, yeah.
20K.
Yeah, so like shout out to Will. I'm cool with that one.
And what was the next award? Because they did regular season, most improved. Oh, most improved.
Can't remember that one on top of my head.
Because that was named after George Mikan.
Okay, I know who George Mikan is. Minneapolis Lakers.
Yes, that whole classic Mikan drill
And
off the backboard.
I guess they're running out of options on names, and they said let's take it back to the 50s. Oh, well, I'm cool with it. I mean, who else are you really gonna put on that award?
T-Mac?
No,
Well, he had a huge leap when he went from Toronto to Orlando.
that was a minute jump. He went from playing 25 minutes a game to 36 or 38 minutes a game. That was a minute jump. Those were
Shout
minutes.
out Butch Carter. Was good.
Butch Carter held him down. Butch Carter put him in shackles.
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest thing ever for that. in and
Yeah,
of
that
itself, like,
if, that's a debate for another day. If him and Vince stayed on the same team,
well, even when people try to end up saying that, I still don't think they would have won a championship, to be brutally honest. But it is what it is. All right, now we're gonna end up switching topics, going over into tennis, and talking about Serena Williams' legacy.
she the GOAT for women's tennis. That's all I gotta say. Respectfully, that's it.
Well, I ended up having the fortunate abilities to actually end up going to the National Bank Open and actually watch her play live in Toronto.
This year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You called me. I couldn't make it. I was downtown. Bad timing.
Like, watching pro tennis in of itself is just different. But, like, she was kind of over the hill. I understand why she retired, because she kind of got her ass kicked that game. Like, it was not pretty. This is one of those, like, you out there just to get your flowers. I get it, but it was not her best performance.
Yeah, when Father Time tap you on the back, you gotta go. Speaking of Father Time tapping somebody on the back, Tom Brady's legacy, is it over for Tom Brady, the GOAT?
Well, regardless of what Jalen Rose once called, we're entering Tom Brady's lost tape years. So when they would show when he gets inducted to the Hall of Fame, whatever year that ends up becoming, we'll end up looking at it from a certain perspective of we ain't gonna watch this footage. We won't remember none of this whatsoever. Because the man's like, what, won like 6 Super Bowls? Wait, was it
Yeah.
6 or 7?
7.
See, it's 7.
He got more than a bunch of teams.
Just by himself.
Yeah, he got
He's
more
just
than a
nice
bunch of
like
teams.
that.
Yeah. All right.
Because
now-
like one of those, even after his divorce happened with Giselle, he started to play a lot better.
I just pray she's not with AB. if she's with AB and she put that shit on, god damn for the world. God damn.
I don't think she really into black guys, but you know.
All right, we're
That's
gonna
a whole
switch. We're gonna
different
switch to
discussion.
the MLB to baseball
All
for
right.
2022.
All right, so we're talking about the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Who?
The Los Angeles Angels of
Man,
Anaheim.
people in Anaheim don't even watch them.
I know, but you know, you had to use the whole rebranding of their name and just get it right. That's why I had to emphasize that part. You know, they just the Angels, but you know.
Free Shohei, man. Somebody go bail Shohei out of there, please. Someone bail him out of there.
Cause
Everybody know what happened to Mike Trout there. We watched him die in his prime over there.
they're just wasting both of their primes and just
Someone get him out of there.
they just gotta do something.
New York
Like,
Yankees, please stand up and go save him.
yo, just write the blank check.
The
Get the trade
Mets
happen.
got Verlander and Scherzer. You guys have Garrett Cole only.
Yeah, cause yo, they spent a bag during the off season, but you know,
Yeah.
it just be like that.
Speaking
Yeah.
of the Anaheim Angels, the former Anaheim Angel Albert Pujols getting 700 home runs. That was done this year. That's a big achievement.
That is very special. We tried to end up going to one of the games,
We were there.
hoping that he was gonna hit a home run.
He hit one the next day. I kid you not.
Unfortunately, it did not happen to the game that we went to.
Next day. I'm not even making this up. He hit one the next day. I'm not even
Brady
kidding.
even put some money on it too, thinking of let's get our seats paid for.
He hit it on the side of we were sitting in.
Yeah, I was,
We're not, I'm
be
not
able
even making
to
this up.
catch a home run ball. But we do have footage from when we were at the game, so
Yeah, and
we'll
speaking
just
of
load that up right
speaking
there.
of catching a home run at the game, Judges 62. Did you see the fan that tried to catch the tying one?
Yeah, he tried. And did you see the other fan who screwed up his money?
Hey, he still made profit. Even though
But the
someone
man
off-
could have made $3 million though.
he still got one, you still clear profit. You can't
God,
look
that's
at
generational wealth.
you can't look at as the glass was half empty.
Full.
You gotta look at it as it was halfway full. You gotta remember how much did he buy the ticket for just to sit in the field?
That is true,
He
but you
made
still screwed up
profit.
your bag though.
He made profit.
Yo, but that $3 million though.
It's okay. It's okay. You can't dwell on money you never got.
That is true.
That'll hold you back mentally. Free game right there, people. Take notes.
That's actually something really deep right there. Because there's some things like, even me being like a large sneaker collector, can't think about certain deals that you made that screwed up. But, you know, just gotta move on. Can't think about the past. Talking about, you know, Mark McGuire,
Ouch.
Congress. All right, next topic. So we're going to talk about hockey. The Colorado Avalanche winning the Stanley Cup.
I don't
And
know.
the great Joe Sakic in management.
I-
And that's my dog.
I don't know about hockey right now. I haven't been keeping too much eyes on hockey right now. I just know the Leafs almost blew a game to the Flyers the other day.
Well, the
I
Leafs
ju- I just
always
know
be
that.
blowing games.
They won the game, but they almost let it go.
But, you know, they always find a way to end up losing
And the
when
and
it
the,
matters most.
and the
anyway.
Bruins only got one home loss. Did they lose at home yet or not yet? I don't. They got like one home loss, or they're still undefeated at home, something like that. But
But, yo, they be killing it out there.
I
They be
know.
doing their thing.
yeah.
So, you know, it's just how certain things end up going.
And one more thing, when player accolades, Ovechkin, will he catch Gretzky? I don't know, but when he got 800 goals, I was happy for him. I was like, I never thought I'd see somebody make a run at Gretzky's money.
I never thought I'd see anyone actually make a run at this. Because,
Yeah.
what, he might need to stay healthy in, like, what, 2-3 years?
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, as long as they don't have the old rules. If the old rules were still playing, where guys like line you up a mile away, then I wouldn't see it happening. But
Coach Ovechkin's what, like 38?
yeah, he's like 16 years in the league right now.
Like, I think he's gonna actually pass Gretzky and just stay healthy. Do that 2 to 3 years.
And shout out to Ovechkin for not talking about the Ukraine situation. That's good self discipline.
Yeah, he was a G on that.
Good job.
Like, why should we doing this thing? Like, shout out Alexander Ovechkin
All right.
or the Great Eight.
And speaking of 2022, we're gonna talk about the greatest game of the year. So you already know I'm going with this. Don't be biased because it's a recent memory. Greatest game of the year so far, 2022. Was it either the AFC divisional round with the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs?
That game was amazing.
It was amazing. It was probably one of the best NFL playoff games I ever seen.
Like,
Non-Super Bowl related, of course.
yeah, because that Tom Brady comeback was like the greatest thing.
Or
ever.
Russell Wilson at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, give it to Beast Mode.
Or the World Cup finals that we saw recently when Argentina played France. Between those two games for 2022, those are some of the most amazing games I've seen in all of sports. I don't know which one was better.
Like, I ended up watching the game when I was on vacation in Miami, and we ended up watching it literally in Spanish. First time I ever actually watched a soccer game in Spanish. Well, for the other fans, football.
Did they say goal really, really long?
Yes.
Yes, they still do that.
Yeah.
They still say goal.
That was like the highlight of that. It's like watching it in Spanish the whole way through. It was a cool, different experience. Never did that before.
Probably held the goal so long that the game continued.
What do you mean? The man stopped, took a breath, and still chanted "goal" again. Can't show that on here because of copyright purposes, but he did it. You can go on YouTube and go find that.
No, I believe it. I remember when they used to show the Copa America games on TLN. They would do that, man. They'd be like, "Go!"
Yeah, I always remember watching that Channel 35 for us Canadians.
Yeah,
back when I was a kid.
Shout out to TLN. I hope they still doing it over there.
But like that was just a different thing in of itself. But yes, I agree with you. That was the best game I saw of the whole year.
Yeah,
From start to finish.
that was the best finals I ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Argentina was up 2-0 at the beginning of the game. This man had a couple heat strokes and some heart attacks with his betting line that he did.
Well, we said it here on the podcast for the World Cup prediction. I said Argentina was gonna win. It was 5.5 at the time. The odds actually, you know what? I'll talk about that a different day about how the odds moved after their first game. But man, that game was amazing. I mean, shout out to Mbappe for what he did, despite his personal antics off the field. Yeah, that was amazing. What he did to score 2 goals in 90 seconds. Holy, he was a no-show for the first 75 minutes. They tied the game. I feel like if that game continued to play in extra time with 5 minutes left, France might have won that game. The momentum was definitely with them.
That thing was just on edge.
I don't know how many people in Buenos Aires had a heart attack before that game finished.
Cause like watching that game, I was just thinking about this guy the whole time
Yeah, that's right.
this man must be miserable. What emotion was he going through?
I was less stressful that game, believe it or not, compared to the quarterfinals game.
Really?
Yeah. Because I've been there before. It's all about experience. It's all about being there before.
Because like, even just watching it in of itself, I'm like, when Mbappe scored the penalty shot, like, oh, damn. All right, it's what, 2-1. They still have time.
And any predictions for the next coming year for 2023?
Well, in basketball, I really just think that kind of going with Milwaukee, man. Like, their team's looking nice. Starting to get healthy again. Middleton's back in the lineup. Greek the Freak still doing his thing. They're going to be a tough out regardless of what happens.
I agree. I'm going to go with basketball's too far down the road for me right now because the trade deadline hasn't happened yet or the All-Star game. But I'm going to go with an NFL one that I see coming soon. Bills and Eagles Super Bowl matchup in Arizona. Book it.
Hard to kind of disagree with that because Buffalo playing nice. And I got some homies who live in Buffalo. My fellow sneaker collectors. They've been on one just posting and posting. They already bought their tickets for the postseason and everything.
To go to Arizona?
No.
Oh, then you're not that confident then. Bills
Nah, you
Mafia,
guys
you're
still
not
have
that
your money
confident.
up.
You're not that confident. You should be booking your flight to Arizona right now. Remember some of the Rihanna songs at halftime?
Hey, that's still gonna be a nice performance.
Oh, 10-1. Will Kanye West do a halftime guest appearance at the Super Bowl?
Wait, there's actually a betting line for that?
I don't know, but there should be.
Oh, you just made
should
that
be.
up. I'm
I
looking
made
at
that
you
on the
like it
spot.
was
I made that on the
actually
spot.
real.
There should
For
be.
real?
There should be.
That'd
should
be
be.
something huge if Kanye just comes out. Welcome to the good life.
Not even if they do Run This Town, or there's a lot of songs they have together. They can do Run This Town. What else do they got? All of the Lights.
Oh yeah, that song's fire too.
There's a lot of
That did
songs
really
they could
well on
do
the
together.
billboards, too.
What? Man, that would be fire. And then Drake come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That would be fire.
And he ended up singing his song with Rihanna too.
Yeah,
Like there's a lot of features that can happen at that halftime show.
don't rule anything out.
So, we'll stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that during our Super Bowl preview show
Yes.
and see what's gonna happen with that just in of itself.
And I'll explain how the Super Bowl squares work.
Yes, because we ended up talking about of how some people don't read the fine details of certain bets that they make. Drake.
Ouch.
Please tell the viewers of what happened with Drake and his World Cup Finals prediction, even though he did predict Argentina to win.
So not only Drake made this mistake, a lot of people made this mistake. So when they go to the betting match of the game, they would bet the team they want to win in full-time result. Full-time result only means 90 minutes. 90 minutes of the game. So if the game goes to extra time or penalties, your bet is considered a loss.
So you got nothing, even though the team won.
Some apps give you early payout though if a team is up 2-0, up 2 goals.
Well, he could have took the payout at halftime, but
I don't think stake other some platforms give that option, some don't. I know Bet365 gives that option. Shout out to Bet365. Those are my people.
they made them like your new friends during
I love y'all. I love
that time frame. So but hey, things ended up happening. It was a very special day for my co-host right here.
We'll talk about that on the next episode. Stay tuned.
And that's right. That's a wrap for this year's podcast. Thank you for tuning in.